Hey there, guys. My name's Natalie, and I'm here to give you some reasons as to why you should watch Doctor Who. This is kind of specifically for a friend of mine, but that doesn't mean that you can't watch it. I mean, if you were thinking about watching the show yourself, or if you know someone that you're trying to get to watch it, then you could stick around if you'd like. Or if not, then just leave. And I'm sorry if someone put laxatives in your coffee, because it totally wasn't me. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, reasons why you should watch Doctor Who. Well, it teaches you to be who you were meant to be. I mean, there are just normal, everyday people in the show that save the world and save the universe. And I mean, you never would have expected them to if you just saw them on the street. But that's exactly what they do in the most fantastic ways. And anyone can be a hero in it, and, like, it makes you reflect that, like, anyone in real life can be a hero, too. And it's crazy. It makes you appreciate the people around you and admire them more than you would have before, because they could be that next world saver. They could be anyone. They could become extraordinary and brilliant and just everything that's good. And I mean, or you could yourself, and that's another thing. It gives you self-confidence, because I mean, even the smallest and most insignificant of people in that show can be anything. And I already said that, but I'm saying it again because it's huge in there. Okay. And I mean, there's a whole universe beyond the stars when you go outside and you look at the sky at night, and all you see is a tiny speck of what's out there, and it's inspiring, and it makes you feel as small as an ant in the best way possible, because there's so many different opportunities for you out there. And I never would have realized that before if I didn't start watching the show. I mean, people can tell you all they want, that you can be whatever you want, and you can be the next president, or whatever your parents told you when you were a kid. But, I mean, to see it actually in action, it's crazy, and I mean, the Doctor's a fantastic character as well. I mean, he's so kind-hearted and lonely, and quirky and crazy and childish, and he wears a stupid bow tie and eats silly things like fish fingers and custard, and he walks around like he's a ballerina, and he's the best thing to ever happen to anyone that he's ever met that isn't the Daleks or the Cybermen. I mean, it's crazy how fantastic of a character he is, and the show is really about love and loss and friendship, and I mean family too, because he doesn't really have a family anymore. He destroyed his entire species, and I'm not going to go into detail because I'd be spoiling things for people, but I mean, basically he has no one, and yet he has everyone in the whole universe, and that's crazy to even think about, but it's true. Everyone loves him that isn't an enemy, and those who are enemies don't deserve to love him at all. And it teaches you not to be violent, because, I mean, he saves the entire universe with a toaster and a ball of string, and there's just, I mean, he opposes violence in all the ways you could ever think of. I mean, he was disgusted to even handle a gun. And people call him a soldier and he gets offended. I mean, It's just, I can't even watch action movies anymore because I sit there and I question, like, why is this happening this way? Why isn't anyone trying to talk this out and figure it out the peaceful way, or how as peaceful as they possibly could, with hurting the least amount of people and creatures that they possibly can? And I mean, why not embrace the idea of nobody has to die today? I mean, why not? Why would you ever go against that? Why would you ever seek violence? It doesn't make sense to me anymore. And I never would go back. I started watching Doctor Who on Christmas Day. There was a marathon on, and my brother was sitting there watching it, and I joined him, and I never, ever, in a million years, if I got the chance to go back and create a paradox and sit there with myself in my basement, I never would tell myself to stop. I would never tell myself to get up and go do normal Christmas things. I would sit there right with myself, and I would watch it, and I would laugh at all the things that I wouldn't have laughed at before because I didn't understand a word of what was going on at all, and now I understand everything. Like, it's a legacy as well. I mean, it's been around since the 60s, and my parents watched it when they were kids, and I've been hearing about it since I was tiny, and I finally decided to watch it. And the Doctor's like a Santa Claus for older people, because you're too old to believe in fairy tales, so why not believe in the Raggedy Doctor and his big blue box and his crazy time travel and his giant chin and his two hearts and his beautiful everything. I mean, my life has been changed in the best way possible, and I never would have asked for it a different way.